Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed digging into some biblical texts about aging. I love how these texts convey both the challenges of old age, Sarah's sense that she was destined never to be a mother, the psalmist's fear that God might abandon him, as well as the possibility of achieving a good ripe age, as our ancestor Avraham did. We're going to return to Avraham's aging in our last session, in a midrash I love, and which motivates so much of my own thinking on the topic. So keep that biblical description in mind. The biblical texts provide us with a textured understanding of aging. Psalm 92 told us that the righteous in old age still produce fruit, even as we saw Sarah, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov struggling with their own failing bodies. In the next 3 sessions, we'll see how the rabbis expand on both the ups and downs of old age. In sessions 3 and 4, we'll look at ambivalent and positive attitudes toward aging. But as hard and depressing as it can be, it's also important to attend to the negative portrayals. And that will be our focus in session 2. What exactly are the challenges of aging? And more important, how do they affect our ability to interact in the world? Our texts in this coming session come from Tractate Shabbat of the Babylonian Talmud. These selections, from an extended discussion of old age there, clearly depict old age as a time of bodily degradation, as our physical senses, our digestion, even our ability to speak, all deteriorate. This is a pessimistic view of old age, and a familiar one. I spoke a little bit in the last video about my own experience of my father's final year of life. I remember vividly how different his face looked, increasingly gaunt, pale, his eyes sunken, more distant. How even walking from the bedroom to the bathroom was an ordeal. And I remember the labored breathing. Breath in Hebrew is nishima, a word related to neshama, soul. That word soul is a word that you'll see, and which I want you to pay special attention to in our learning this session. Our texts for this session raise another really important truth about aging, one you may have already raised in conversation with your study partner. Though we tend to portray aging in certain ways, it's in fact a very idiosyncratic process. The differences in our genes, our environments, our practices, and also our luck all mean that my aging and your aging won't look the same. What are the traits that might affect our own individual experiences of aging? Whether you find the suggested answers in our texts compelling, infuriating, or irrelevant, I hope they'll get you thinking about your own answers to that very important question.